Hi, my name's Mark Cameron. I'm a physiotherapist at OT&P and leading our longevity program. I'm here today with Dr. Emma to talk about DEXA scans, one of the key testing components of our longevity program. Emma, I like to think about DEXA scans as 3D BMI.
For a long time in healthcare, we've used BMI as like a general guide for people's body composition, but it's not really that helpful, I think, for a lot of people. So you could have like a healthy BMI, but actually you've got quite low muscle mass, you've actually got quite a high body fat percentage. Equally, for people that are, very big and strong, you've got a lot of muscle, you might actually turn out like obese on the BMI scale.
Like what we talked about before is that it uncovers things that you can't see.
Yeah.
Things like bone density, you don't know.
No.
And I have male patients in their 50s who have osteopenia, and that they need treatment as well.
So the DEXA scan can give us quite a lot of different things. So it's basically like a low dose X-ray, isn't it, a DEXA? So it basically creates like a picture of your body, and from that we can see your muscle, your bones. So the first thing it gives us is your fat-free mass. So that is basically everything in your body that isn't body fat. So your muscles, your bones, like the weight of your organs. And our body fat percentage, if it's too low or too high, can give us indicators on, how healthy you are and how that relates into your ability to age well. But again, it's not the best measure that we have, and knowing about kind of your muscle mass is much better, really. So one of the metrics that I really love knowing about my patients from a DEXA scan is the appendicular lean muscle mass. So that basically looks at how much muscle we have in our arms and legs. And if we think about, wanting to age well, wanting to be strong, the more strength you have in your limbs, the more balanced you're likely to be, probably going to be at less risk of falling. If you do fall down, you're probably going to be better at getting back up. So it's a much better kind of measure, and we know that kind of correlates with longevity and health, right?
I think you're exactly right. We know that one of the key things to help osteoporosis is to be able to do resistance training. And so we've developed a lift safe program for osteoporosis, and also a beginner sort of introduction to resistance training or strength training for all our patients, and we think that's really important.
That's really exciting, yeah. And it's so good as well, because we thought for such a long time, didn't we, that with sort of in the research space, that we couldn't really do much to change our bone density. So once you found out it was low, it was more about maintaining what you've got. But now we know, kind of with the right lifting, with lifting heavy, that we actually can make positive change.
And as far as body fat, how does visceral fat fit into all this? Because that's one of the key things that these DEXA scans are capable of separating, because it's actually quite difficult to, you can't look at someone and go, you've got visceral fat, do you?
You can't, no. Your visceral fat is basically the fat that is around your organs, and you can't tell by looking at somebody how much fat they store there. And we know in terms of long-term metabolic health, that's really not something we want. So a lot of it's genetically determined, but once we know about it, we can work to change it.
And so I think, overall the takeaway from this is that the DEXA scans can uncover data that are otherwise hidden. And so it's really important for people to go out and have a DEXA scan so you can find out these data points that can help drive your longevity program.